international church and charity in 129 countries. There are approximately 750 churches and community centres, and as well as hostels in this country alone. So, and there's a wide range of both spiritual church activities and community programme that looks to meet local needs wherever we're situated. So whenever you see the Reading Central Salvation Army Band in town at Christmas, all of that money raised by generous members of the public putting money into our collecting tins, all of that money is used for our community work. We've seen regularly people coming in, homeless individuals who need help with sleeping bags, who need help making phone calls to try and sort out any issues they might be experiencing. And so we're regularly in contact with people who just drop in because they need help in that moment, alongside a different programme that we offer that is designed to meet the needs of those locally living homeless.
Despite being told by the authorities that there are legally only 15 people who qualify as homeless in Reading, those we interviewed counteract this, as many more homeless are visible on the streets. In order for the council to determine whether a person is homeless or not, a housing officer looks closely at personal circumstances, and they will ask questions about a person's housing history according to Shelter. Judging whether a person is homeless is a long process and allows people to question if those on the streets are really homeless. What we can see is that there are more homeless in Reading than are being reported. Regardless of whether Reading is their hometown or not, there is a sharp rise in homelessness in the town itself.
Homelessness is on the rise. It's on the rise in places like Reading, in places like London. To think that the main cause of people being homeless is a relationship breakdown or drug and alcohol is totally wrong. As I told you from my opening statement, that in the last 10 years, there's been a rise of homelessness, whether in Reading or London. If we try to do some studies looking at, was there a rise of relationship breakdown to increase homelessness? I don't think not. The percentages doesn't balance. The people who are becoming homeless is higher than the people who are going through. So there are so many factors which are actually contributing to homelessness. And as one of them I told you is austerity measure. But drug and alcohol, yes, it does. Relationship breakdown, yes, it does. But the government doesn't want sometimes to mention things which pinpoints them as the people who can actually solve that problem.
I think it's hard to tell with some people, but I think it's always a good idea to assume that they're genuine unless they give you opinion to think otherwise.
Well, nobody knows the full situation. We don't know what they could be spending that on. It could be going to drug use, or it's obviously something that's not going to help their situation, but then it could be going towards a fund for the Salvation Army for the evening. We don't know that individual. Obviously, if there was more that we could do in Reading as charity-wise, then obviously I'd be more keen to put in towards that.
Yes, I think probably that's what I taught my children too, that it would be better to give to a charity that was working with the homeless, because thinking that they might be using money for an addiction, that's probably true. And then sometimes I buy cups of tea or sandwiches for people that I meet in the streets and give it to them rather than money, but try to hand it on through a charity.
Rough sleeping has risen by 51% in the last 2 years. In Reading, homelessness has risen by 700% in 3 years. Around 10,000 people on its housing waiting list. Prices in West Berkshire have risen 15.1% in the year to March 2016.